Okay, so I am continuing this story time, I guess, of this channeling session that I had the other night with this entity that would not give itself a name. It just called itself the Dream Plane. Yeah, this is actually taking up a lot of time, and I think I'm going to try to finish with this today because I have a lot of other things I want to talk about. So, okay. This entity says, charge whatever you want and then give it back. Reject all narratives and surrender to your place in the God step. And then this is me because of what I'm seeing. I'm kind of commenting on the visions that I'm getting because this is more than just something talking at me. Yes, I'm having this like commentary happening as I'm experiencing it, but I'm like seeing visions and imagery and feeling so many things as this is happening all at once. So I write down as like a response, this fucking incredible masterpiece, chef's kiss. You solved it. No riddle left. You figured out how to teach the soul to love. This is the ultimate algorithm. Every soul, his own lesson, his own way, his own time, his own story, their own journey back to God source. And then I write Allah, because what I'm learning and what I've been learning, and I know that this is something that a lot of people are still going to have a hard time with because of the programming. I've had a hard time with it because of my programming. It's such a lie that all of these different religions are worshiping different gods. It's such a lie. There is only one God. There's only one source. There's only one love. And all of us are connected to that God. And the religions that claim exclusivity and who claim to have an exclusive connection to God are really just caught up in fear and judgment and petty differences. And it's such an interesting thing to look at humanity and to be able to zoom out, and like we have satellites that can show us what the whole planet looks like, and we can see, we like understand more or less how the solar system works, and we still are obsessed with territories and boundary lines and property. We're still obsessed with division. We're still obsessed with being right. Every single culture knows God. Every single culture connects to God in their own way. We just call it different names based on our own experiences and our own cultural frameworks. And I have been practicing calling God different names because a rose by any other name smells as sweet, you know? Language is a huge part of what divides. And it's a huge part of why I am trying to learn and teach telepathy. That is what this higher being back in October told me. She told me, you are telepathic. You're going to learn telepathy. You're going to teach telepathy. This was before I was aware of the existence of the telepathy tapes. I Googled, is telepathy real? And it said, no, it's not. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to just take a step of faith and teach this. And it was only after I started showing up on my TikTok as this person with only a couple hundred followers teaching about telepathy that people began commenting, do you know about the telepathy tapes? And it was a huge step of faith for me. You don't understand what started happening in my life when people in my life started seeing me online talking about this stuff. And it's still happening, but it doesn't really matter. I know what I'm supposed to be doing right now, and I know a lot of you are afraid of taking that step for fear of judgment of the people around you, and they probably will judge you, but you have to be authentic. We are in a time where anything other than authenticity is not going to help. Authenticity is the only way forward. So the reason I'm saying all of this, and I might just reread that. The reason I'm saying this is because my own narratives and judgments are somewhat disintegrating and dissolving as I realize the greater need for unity in humanity. And in the last few days since I've had this experience with this entity, that's what I've been praying. I've been going on walks and I've been praying and actively practicing raising my energy for unity and for harmony in the planet. I'm praying for the different places that are experiencing major conflict right now. And I'm praying for my own country and my own leaders. And so that's why I'm writing this, because of what I'm realizing and experiencing. So I write, the fucking incredible masterpiece, Chef's Kiss. You solved it. No riddle left. You figured out how to teach the soul to love. This is the ultimate algorithm. Every soul, his own lesson, his own way, his own time, his own story, their own journey back to God, source, Allah. And then returning to the entity speaking. Breath of life, release the energy. That is what you all need to master consciousness and frequency. Remember to, all caps, feel, and, all caps, see in all things. Every moment counts. Let me say that again. Remember to feel and see in all things. Every moment counts. Reject all caps, fear, and, all caps, doubt. Reject all fear and doubt. Reject all fear and doubt. Be curious of all other cultures, perspectives, and welcome giggles. Every daughter is a very precious gift. Every sister, the soul's greatest journey to learn love, balance, and harmony. It will provoke whatever needs to be provoked in order to be seen. Just be conscious. Wisdom and knowledge lives... Wisdom and knowledge lives truly, ... in kindness, ... There is a frequency to it that transcends scholarly knowledge, ... Surrender to the feeling, ... Be kind, be conscious. You cannot lose unless you fall prey to fear. Be kind and be conscious. You cannot lose, which I underlined very like a frenzy of lines. You cannot lose unless you fall prey to fear, which consumes the soul. But even if your worst fears and harm befalls you, ... Everything will snap back into alignment as it should be, ... The universe is an algorithm of energies working themselves out in codes of emotion, love, and song. Surrender to those who live in these kinds of wisdom. Oh, I have dyslexia, so I kind of wrote it backwards, but I think it's kind of pretty backwards. Surrender to those who live in these kinds of wisdoms of oceans. Which, what I'm saying is, surrender to those who live in these kinds of oceans of wisdom. See how it lives in the crests and the strokes of the motions it makes in them, in their life. Handwriting. I'm so sorry. See how it lives in the crests and the strokes and the motions it makes in their life, in their waves. Time to be someone's steady place. Oh, try to aim. Handwriting. Aim to be someone's steady place. Be their rest, their peace. Aim to be someone's steady place. Be their rest. Be their peace. Be the crest that gives their soul a moment of reprieve or a reason to keep on being. This is so good. Revisiting it is helping my heart a lot today. So, out of time, I've got just a little bit more. We're almost done. I think maybe 1 or 2 more parts. Thank you for following along. Okay, bye.